We all have things that we love. Gifts from our childhood, hand-me-downs, and treasures that have real meaning. But quite often, we just don't know what to do with them.
They're not really useful to me in any way as they are now, but equally I can't let them go.
They lie neglected in cupboards, lofts, and garages.
It's kind of just taking up a lot of space.
Not good enough to use, but too precious to lose.
I'm just not creative or talented enough to do anything with it myself.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Yeah.
Our specialist team of remakers each have a particular skill.
In my mind, I see this as a fish tank.
Wow.
And are ready to reimagine and transform.
I can imagine this would be someone's nightmare, seeing their wedding dress being ripped up.
I think it's going to work.
It's going to become something beautiful again.
I am really excited to see what you've done with it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's really lovely.
This is so pretty. This is really pretty.
That is seriously impressive. Takes my breath away.
Welcome to Saved and Remade. Squeaking his way into the workshop today with his grandma's old tea trolley is Graeme from Straven in Scotland. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, very well.
Wow. So what is this? It's a little tea trolley.
So this was given to my nanny in 1948, I believe. So that was when she left her nursing post in Belfast to start a family, basically. It was always brought out at Christmas time. When we were young, they didn't put the Christmas presents under the Christmas tree. They put them on top of this trolley. And this is where you got your Christmas presents from, was the trolley.
I love that this trolley has had a lot of use. And I guess that's what, you know, back in the day, people did get good use out of the things that they owned.
Yeah. I suppose the main memories are around the wheels, because when it moves around, it's got a really sort of squeaky noise. So it's only when you hear that again to those sort of memories of family time all together, you know, in their house. And even if you wanted a coffee, you'd still get a cup of tea. So it was definitely a tea trolley.
Graeme's nanny recently passed away. So rather than cups of tea, the trolley's stacked with precious memories. It's down to top furniture expert Rob to transform this much-loved piece.
It's a great sentiment, and I think it's now about us transforming this into something that works for you. It worked for her as the tea trolley, and now it's kind of time to give you guys something. The wheels are lovely. Sort of the kind of the character to them, and when I heard it come in, there's a bit of a squeak there as well, isn't there?
So Rob, what are your first thoughts about the tea trolley?
I would quite like to transform this into a hat, coat, shoe stand, something that has a real practical use.
Yeah, that sounds good, because it'd be seen all the time as well, because that's what it was beforehand. You know, it was seen and it was used all the time.
How do you feel about the wheels maybe being hooks?
If you can make that happen, yeah. The wheels is what I remember making the noise. It's probably one of the few bits of the piece which, you know, anybody will remember in a way. So when we have our family coming in, we'll be putting their coats on that, and it just ties everything in really well together. Yeah, no, I do like that.
Brilliant.
Graeme, are you happy with this as it stands, or would you like to add to the design?
No, I think this looks wonderful, and if Rob, you manage to pull this off, then we'll be absolutely delighted to see it back in use again around the house. So yeah, best of luck.
Rob?
No pressure.
You better get cracking on.
I best do.
And there's no time like the present. To turn the tea trolley into a coat rack, Rob is starting with those squeaky wheels.
The thing with working on a piece of furniture like this is these items, they were built to last. They were from a time where things were done properly, and everything's kind of glued and doweled. So we're going to have to sort of prize that out as best we can. Great. That's come out a lot better than I expected. Ooh, now this one's giving us a bit more of a fight. And actually, as I wheeled it in, one of the wheels wasn't moving very well.
The wheels are one of Graeme's fondest memories of the trolley, and they're going to be the focal point when they become the coat hooks.
We've got to tackle this in the right way, because this is key to the whole design. Just dropping a bit of lubricant into this. It's like penetrating oil. And I think one of the things of working on something like this is, particularly because it's got a real sentimental value to Graeme, is, I'm keen to make sure I do it justice, but also that I don't trash the whole piece just by trying to get the wheels off. Oh, she's coming, she's going. We're hey, there we go. Either way, I think that's going to look really cool as a set of 4 coat hooks across the top. And I've certainly not seen wheel coat hooks before, so that'll be nice to work on.
With the wheels removed, Rob's next job is to sand down the wooden surface.
I've slapped on a 120 grit sandpaper, which I think is kind of a good amount to give a bit of coarse texture so we can take this top layer off, but it's smooth enough not to suddenly just bite down into the wood.
Next up, a very special arrival. Hey guys, come over here. Jane from Hove has come to see which of our master crafters can woo her with an idea to transform some very precious clothing. Jane, I want you to meet Elizabeth and Lee.
Hi,
how are you doing?
Lee.
All
Hi,
good?
Elizabeth. Hi.
How are you
Yes,
doing?
Yeah, great.
So, Jane, you've brought in some wonderful pieces of clothing. Can you tell us a bit more about them all?
Yeah, well, they all belong to my mum, who died last year. The first one is my mum's wedding dress. I found that in the back of her wardrobe when I was clearing out her house while she was still alive. It was stuffed in an old carrier bag. And I've always loved it, really, because it was so simple and it's all about the tailoring. I've got some lovely photos of the wedding day, and my mum just looks amazing in that dress.
What year is it? What year is it?
She got married in 1948.
Ah, OK, cool.
Beautiful. Very, very classic of that era.
It says size 14.
It says size 14.
I could probably fit into that.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But my daughter and my daughters, we tried it on. It won't go near me.
I don't think size 14 is the same as it is these days. No,
It's not
changed
at all.
quite a bit. Yeah.
No.
Accompanying this stunning crepe de chine wedding dress is a pink suede jacket and what her mum called her smart dress. What was it that made you hang on to these two pieces as well?
I know that dress, the dress at the back with the geometric patterns, I know she felt very special in that dress. She wore it to my dad's retirement do and various things like that.
Where have you been keeping these clothes?
I've got a drawer of memories, but they're not really useful to me in any way as they are now, but equally I can't let them go.
Well, that's the thing, we all have things that we love that we just don't want to let go of. What do you think would happen to these if you didn't bring them to us today and we weren't thinking about remaking them?
The wedding dress would probably go back in the drawer, and the other two items would probably go to a charity shop.
And I would have bought that straight away. First to pitch is sculptor extraordinaire Lee, who's usually found in a forge with a rather different material.
I don't normally work with fabric. I normally work with metal, so I do like a lot of blacksmithing and stuff. So what I'm proposing is to make some metal rings, but turn it into a lovely wall-mounted sculpture.
Wow.
So, yeah, basically, the fabric would be captured within those shapes, and then maybe being able to incorporate some kind of lighting around the back, like fairy lights or whatever, so that it sort of gives so it's basically to mount on the wall, probably about this kind of size.
Right, lovely.
And obviously complementing the tones of the fabric and what have you.
Very interesting.
Very
lovely.
interesting.
I have got quite a lot of blank white wall space, yeah. So that certainly would be something that, great.
Could you see that working then,
I
Jane?
could see that working, yes, yes.
Unlike Lee, Elizabeth is all about fabric. She specialises in taking cloth and using it in ingenious ways.
I'm envisioning taking the fabrics and actually upholstering them onto a lovely piece of furniture, perhaps a nice armchair. And the concept is to use all the pieces in a sort of layered outfit, if you like. So the wedding dress would be underneath the jacket, so you'd have a little bit of a reveal of the jacket to see the wedding dress. And the jacket would be draped around, and almost as if there's a person sitting there. And my thought is, this could be your mother sitting there with her arms around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giving you a little bit of a sort of
virtual hug.
Virtual hug.
They're two such very different ideas. Yes.
So Jane, you have a decision to make here.
It's really hard, isn't it?
It is really hard.
Yes. Ultimately, it's got to be Lee's design for me.
Crikey.
When my father came back after the war, he then went to be a welder.
Wow.
So
there you
he
go.
was a welder.
Well, I think that's a lovely solution, because there's reminiscences of your father as well. Nobody can beat that, can they?
Better wash my hands.
Before he washes his hands, Lee's first job is to take his original sketch and draw it to scale to use as a template.
Running out of paper a bit there, but pull that in. Just so that I know exactly what length of steel that I need. Trying to get all the measurements down of each individual panel. So we're just going around here, making sure not wasting any material.
Once everything's measured, he needs to cut up 36 metres of metal to create the 10 rings in his design.
So we'll start off with that one there.
He's marking each ring on the template and the corresponding piece of metal so he doesn't get them mixed up.
So we're going to be bending this like that all the way around in the shape that we're going to want. Happy days. So I'm going to put nice penetrative welds all the way along so that when I start bending them, everything goes in the same direction.
Lee's labelled each bar with engineer's chalk, which won't come off with the heat when he welds them together.
So as you can see on there, we've got all the lovely welds on there. Hopefully, it'll hold itself together. Once I've got all these all welded together, then we'll start getting them bent into shape. All these lovely fluid lines coming out. It's going to be great.
Lee's remake is shaping up nicely. And across the workshop, former Royal Marine Titch has a familiar object to work on.
Lovely little shape, and I think I could do something quite interesting with it.
My propeller is from where I used to go on holiday up in Scotland. I have a lot of memories with this outboard. My granddad was really into sort of machines and the workings of things, so lots of sailing, going out on motorboat trips, visiting beaches. The propeller has just been sitting on a shelf, and I was really hoping to get something out of it that I could use on a day-to-day basis, or as a constant reminder of my granddad and the family, and just remind me of holidays up in Scotland. That'd be great.
If anyone can transform this propeller, it's our mechanic and former Royal Marine.
Straight away, one thing I'd love to do is rotate it, you know? It needs to be animated. That'd be really cool. And I'm thinking I need to set it in something and light it as well. If we put this into, say, a bedside cabinet or something, then we can use it as an uplighter. And then in the base, I put in the propeller. so you can look down on it. So we'll make this glass on the top. You can actually see visually inside, and then spin it. So I'm going to need a little motor.
And his brainwave is using the motor from a microwave, perfect for rotating the propeller.
I know that looks a little bit puny, however, it's got quite a lot of torque in there. If you imagine you've got a whole roast chicken put inside your microwave, not your roasted chicken in a microwave, but you might have that. Imagine the weight of that. You could be talking about 2-3 kilos. This weighs maybe a kilo. It looks a bit heavy because it's metal, but it's aluminium, so it doesn't weigh a lot at all. So I'm going to try and join these two things together.
The propeller is going to be inside a wooden cabinet.
Lovely job.
And the ideal housing for a rotating propeller, a metal cylinder, also known as a cake tin.
I can drop this straight in here. Let's see if I've cut it well. Oh, like a glove. How cool is that?
Elsewhere in the workshop, Rob's also hard at it. Earlier, Graeme brought in a much-loved but retired tea trolley that belonged to his gran.
Even if you wanted a coffee, you'd still get a cup of tea. So it was definitely a tea trolley.
Remaker Rob plans to transform it into a hat and coat stand, making it pride of place in the family household once more.
You know, I'm keen to make sure I do it justice.
To make the coat stand as practical as possible, he's also creating some handy shoe storage.
I'm a parent, I know what it's like. Kids, me, kick my boots off, they kick the shoes off. They soon fill a hallway and they look unsightly.
Rob's made the drawer from plywood, but as a link to the trolley's former life, he's using a piece of an old tea chest for its front.
Picked up for dirt cheap, but it's a great bit of history, great bit of character. But they're really cool with all the old wording, the old branding, stuff, you know, when they've been shipping through customs, all those kinds of things. All right, that's a bit cool. That's worked out a treat.
Once the drawer's complete, the next task is to fit the wheels as coat hooks.
There's two things that could be a problem. One could be the whole wheel just flips like that and the coat falls off, and the other could be that you put it on and it just kind of rolls off. So these need to be locked in place, and I need to nip these up. I don't want to nip them up too much. I still want to try and maybe hold on to a little bit of that squeak that Graeme was keen to keep. So yeah, a bit of a tricky one, considering there are only 4 hooks, but we like tricky, so let's give it a go. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it stays. Yes! I think we've got ourselves a coat stand.
Nice work, Rob. And after a few finishing touches, it's finally ready for its big reveal to owner Graeme, who is on his way. So what will he make of his Nan's tea trolley transformation?
I'm really quite excited by it because for what it was to what it could be and will be, hopefully, I think it's going to be a big transformation. So yeah, I really can't wait to see it.
Hey, Graeme.
Hello. Back again.
Back again. Back in the workshop.
Wow. That is seriously impressive. I'm really impressed with that. And it's amazing because it still looks like tea trolley in essence, but it's just, you know, it's just renewed. You know, it's fantastic. You've done it. The squeak's still there. That's what we wanted. That's what we remember.
Good.
That's great.
I did try to keep the squeak as much as possible.
It makes it what it is.
It looks great, doesn't it, Graeme?
It does. And is that a tea chest?
It is indeed.
Yeah. So does that pull out?
I flipped up one of your hooks. These are all antique brass hooks. So I flipped one of them the other way, so you've got a pull for your drawer. You know, keep your feet in there. That's where they go. And plenty of room, actually. I reckon you'd get a good 10 pairs of shoes in there, probably.
Oh, absolutely.
I think this is such a brilliant remake.
I am a wee bit speechless.
No one would know, Graeme, that this was a tea trolley. I think this is a beautiful transformation that really tells a story, you know. When you hook your coat on there, you remember times with your nan, eating cake and the squeak of the wheels.
Absolutely, and it's a story we will tell, including this.
An incredible transformation. Nanny's tea trolley will once again take pride of place in the family home.
I'm delighted, I'm amazed that he has created this, because you know what it's going to be roughly beforehand, but then actually when you see it, it is, you know, it's well beyond my expectations. It's brilliant to be able to see it.
Get your dancing shoes on, because next through the doors today is Fraser from Glasgow with his collection of accordions.
Woo! What an entrance.
Thank you.
What an entrance. Best yet. Fraser, talk us through each of these accordions.
So, first thing, they're all made in Italy, so they're all made in a place called Castelfidardo. That's where they make, in my opinion, some of the best accordions in the world. The bit I love of them is it's the hand craftsmanship and how they put it together, the colours as well, they're all hand-painted. Yeah.
I love how passionate you are about them. Are these, so wait, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, are there any more?
Back home, I've actually my own personal collection, I've got about 17 that are mine. Yeah.
Where did this passion start?
Well, I was 9 years old when I first started. My father, he plays. He got taught in the army when he was in the army, and he learned the accordion in there, and I picked it up, and that was it.
And Fraser has loved accordions ever since. These ones, however, are beyond repair, but he can't bear to let them go to the skip, which is where Shelley comes in.
Shelley, what are your first thoughts?
Well, I think we could turn these accordions into a beautiful piece of modern furniture, bringing them back into the age that they are now. What I would like to do with these is make a low-lying cabinet, using one accordion for each cabinet. So I would make 2 cabinets. They could be stacked on top of each other, or they could be put at an angle and be a TV stand, or an accordion stand.
An accordion, yes, an accordion stand, yeah, good idea, I like that.
Fraser, you're impressed?
I am actually, yes, very, yeah.
I really love the curves of them. They just...
This is my favourite.
So,
this is my favourite one. It's
beautiful.
you know, a bit of thought has went into even the angles on the grill that comes off. You know.
Yeah, it's
just
lovely.
Sexy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can use that for an accordion, but I think that.
Yeah.
I think you can get away with that.
Yeah,
Fraser.
probably no one else.
There's loads of beautiful details on these accordions. Is there anything that you want Shelley to retain?
I think for me, it's like the name with the diamantes, the grill. It's showcasing the handcraft workmanship and what the accordion still is. Genuinely though, I think you've got for me, you've captured what I'm looking for.
Great.
Well, what more can I add to that? Except a final fling. With a spring in her step, Shelley wastes no time in getting started. She's using the accordions to form the sides of the cabinet. In order to attach wooden shelves, her first job is to gut them.
So I've just removed the bellows from the first of the accordions that I'm going to use for this build, and that was pretty easy. I just cut it down with a Stanley knife.
But as you'd expect with such a complex instrument, there's a lot of work involved.
The lovely mechanics, can you see I guess that makes the music. This is all going to have to go because I need to fix my new unit into this. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's nice and soft metal as well, so that's easy enough to do. So I'm going to get rid of my buttons. One by one, that's a lot of buttons. Once I've fitted the purpose-built unit inside it, I'll glue these back in. The next step that I am going to do is try and get this metal grid thing out. It's really fiddly little screws. Yes. Look at that in a wanna fab.
Back with Lee, and things are heating up as he's transforming items of clothing that Jane brought in earlier.
They all belong to my mum. Can't let them go.
Metal sculptor Lee plans to turn them into an incredible piece of wall art.
We're going to be bending this all the way around in the shape that we're going to want.
That marries her mum's precious clothing with the memory of her father, who was a welder by trade.
Of all tributes to welding, yeah, I didn't expect to be doing it with crushed satin or whatever it is.
Now that Lee has all the metal cut to the correct size, the fun begins.
What we got here is we've got the propane torch. So when I'm doing these lovely curved, gentle curves, I'll be able to do that cold, pretty much, in that there, which you'll see in a bit. But when I get around to these tight ones and these little ones here, you need this to get the heat into the metal so that it will just flow round perfectly. What I do is I hold the torch in a vise, and then I can offer the metal up to it rather than waving it around all the time. Then I know where my hot zone is, you see.
It's a time-consuming process, turning these metal bars into 10 different shapes. Moving between the bending dog...
You see how that's going to start bending that? So we're putting a curve in that now.
The flame...
Look at the colour of that. They're beautiful.
And the anvil.
And then what we'll do is we'll be coming back in and starting to offer it up to where we are. So I can see that I need to get more heat in there.
With 10 different shapes to make, it's going to be a long day for Lee. But you can tell he's in his element.
It's quite nice having, doing this process, which is pretty much similar to a process they would have done when they were making horseshoes. Even looks a bit like a horseshoe, doesn't it? But it's not going to go anywhere near a horse. It's going to go near a wedding dress. Ah, dear. Still hear it sizzling in there. Okay, so what we've got there, we've got the two ends to meet up.
After many hours of long, hard graft, the final metal ring is curved into shape.
Which that's fitting there quite well on there. Right, well, we're through that stage, which is fantastic.
Elsewhere in the workshop, Titch is converting Eric's propeller into a feature cabinet. But he's hit a snag.
The problem I've got is this is ever so slightly raised, and I need it flush with the top so we can put a glass plate on here.
Woodworker Shelley might just be the person to help.
Shelley, have you got a minute?
Yeah, what's up?
I've got this bedside cabinet, and what I want to do is put this cake tin into it. I've cut the hole, however, it's proud around the edge.
Oh, yeah.
I know you've got a router, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could just router an edge out for me so it sits flush on there?
Yeah, I can do that. We'll give it like a 5mm trim.
Brilliant. That'd be ideal.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
OK.
Right, don't muck this up, Shelley. This is an absolutely essential part of this job.
Thanks.
No pressure. Right, let me test your handiwork. Is it going to fit? Oh, hey, you couldn't have done that any better. That's absolutely cracking. Cheers, Shelley.
With the casing now a perfect fit, Titch sets to work polishing the propeller.
The propeller's coming up really well. It was badly pitted where the salt had eaten into it. But underneath, the aluminium's sound. There's no cracks in it, it's not too pitted. Once I buzz it back with this, I'll then go on to polish it, and I think it'll come up gleaming.
Eric's come back to the workshop to see how his propeller has been transformed.
Feeling a little bit nervous at the moment, hoping they've done a really good job.
Hey, Eric.
Hiya.
How are you? All right?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. So you've come to see what happened with your grandfather's propeller?
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than it was before.
A little bit bigger than what it was for. Are you looking forward to seeing what it is?
Looking forward to it, yeah.
OK, right.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Wow, yeah, that's great. And you made it all shiny as well.
So when I started cleaning up, I thought I'd in my head, do I bring it up so it's absolutely gleaming? But then when I put light on it, it was nice to keep some of the wear and some of the pitting, a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, it keeps the history, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Lovely, yeah. Yes, perfect, yeah. And I presume it'll also make some nice lighting features on the wall, etc.
Indeed. Have you got any thoughts about where it might go, Eric?
I think it might go as a little side table on by the sofa.
Oh, sweet.
Pop your drinks on there.
You can light up your whiskey.
Yes.
As it rotates. Well, hopefully it'll work well in your house and it gives you a little bit of memories and nostalgia, mate.
Yeah, it definitely will.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
A childhood memory transformed into a high-end piece of furniture.
I think Titch really delivered on giving me an item that has got a purpose that I can use and I can have around the house and actually get some use out of, rather than sat on the shelf or as a paperweight somewhere.
There are lots of remakes underway. Shelley's transforming Fraser's two beautiful but broken accordions into a bespoke cabinet. And now the squeeze boxes are stripped, she can start on the structure.
What I will do is butt joint them together. That means it's a simple joint. You just push two bits of wood together and screw them together. I made a little block so I wouldn't have to measure out every time I want to screw a hole. If I put it in the corner of the piece of wood and then just mark where the corner is, where the arrow is, and same on the other side and in the other corner, and it just gives you, it saves me measuring out every time with my ruler. I'm making a countersink hole, and a countersink is normally like a little drill bit that's got a conical cutting edge, and it allows you to sink the head of the screw beneath the surface of the wood so that I can sink these nice little caps to cover the screw holes at the end. So I'll put them in at the very end, and I'll spray them brass coloured so they match some of the accents on the accordion. Yeah, it just give it a nice decorative finish and also cover up a screw that I don't want to be seen, because it's not nice to look at. Just putting some glue on it so it'll keep it nice and tight.
With the frame complete, Shelley needs to fix the accordions to either end.
This is the moment of truth. So hopefully it'll fit just nice and snug on the brackets I've made. Lovely. That's that one done. I just need to put the bellows in the centre of this now. So I'll sandwich these inside two pieces of wood, like so. This is just to show you how it will look when it's done.
All the elements of Shelley's design are finally coming together.
And it's gone really well. I'm dead pleased with it. It looks fab. I think Fraser's going to really like it.
Well, we'll soon find out. Fraser's back to see if Shelley's transformation has hit the right note.
Hey, Fraser.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Great, thanks, yeah. Great to be here.
How are you feeling about seeing them transformed into something entirely different?
Excited. Looking forward to it, actually, yeah.
Are you ready
Yes.
to see your transformed accordions?
I am. Oh, wow.
How you feeling, Fraser?
Stunned. Absolutely stunned. I mean, wow. And you managed to salvage that?
Yeah, I went with the Italian ones because they were the similar height.
Size, yeah. So that's my favourite part.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Do you want a job doing accordion repairs?
Aye.
Really surprised and delighted with that. Honestly, it looks great.
And it's just the right size for your vinyl, so you'll be able to, when you put your records in, it'll look like an accordion as well.
Well, records in that one and music in that one. I think that's perfect.
I love that. Can you already vision
Yeah,
what you're
honestly,
going to do with it?
absolutely. I think, yeah, wow. The accordions are still the accordions. That was the big thing for me. You know, keeping the artwork, as I would call on it, keeping the look of the accordion. It's still an accordion. People, you know, as I said before, people look at that and they'll go, "That's an accordion. What's happened here?" And that's what I wanted. And I just love the colours are still there. The whole setup's still there. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
2 accordions are now 2 cabinets for a very happy musician.
I'm feeling delighted, feeling elated, feeling thankful, amazed as well at what Shelley managed to do with 2 accordions. Delighted.
Over in the forge, there's one last transformation underway. Lee's creating a wall-mounted sculpture from items of clothing, including a wedding dress.
Just got the lights turned on, which seem to be working quite well.
Before fixing the dress onto the metal frame he's designed, Lee's doing a test with some scraps of fabric.
Let's try that one there, shall we? Let's see. It's all, I've never done this before, so it's all a little bit trial and error. Yeah, but hopefully that, yeah.
To get this bit right, he's decided to ask for help. And who better than Chinello, fashion designer and fabric specialist.
Hello.
Hiya.
Look what I have here.
You brought pretty things for me
I
then.
brought you some lovely pretty things out of my dirty workshop next door.
Lee's in desperate need of Chinello's clean workspace and expertise.
My initial thought was that you probably wanted these to lift off, in which case we could cut closely around this and then create a casing for elastic to go into it, and it will hold it in place.
And that would gather it back.
Exactly.
Excellent. Is it a lot of work? Because again, look, you can see that's done it there.
Yeah, it's not a ridiculous amount of work, but yeah. It's doable, definitely.
Okay, well, this sounds promising.
Yeah, it's in safe hands. You can trust me, I will do it.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And it's time for Chinello to put her plan into action.
So I'm creating some covers that are going to, almost like the same mechanism as an ironing board cover.
She sets to work by picking out the colour scheme from the different dresses.
Very grey, and that is pink, that's white. Right, 5 is A, yep. Then these 2 down here, which are 3 and 4. I'm getting a bit of a history lesson on garment construction from this, so that's the kind of thing that excites me about old clothing.
Then she cuts up the material to create the sleeves for the elastic.
So I'm just about to cut into the star of the show, which is the actual wedding dress. It looks like I've only got one chance to cut the wedding dress and the other items, so I need to get it right the first time, really. Now I'm going to use some bias binding to create a channel for the elasticated rope to go through. And I'm just going to do that by sewing it right on the edge of the of the piece here. So I had to do 10 of these pieces of fabrics that are going to go around the loops. So this is 2 down and 10 to go. No, 8 to go. I'm so looking forward to seeing the finished piece of this. I think Lee's idea is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
A great team effort. Jane's mother's wedding dress and frocks were loved but unused. She's about to see them in a whole new light.
Today I feel a bit nervous, but it's good nerves. It's excited nervous. Yeah, so it'll be great to have it back again, but reimagined.
Hi, Jane.
Hi.
Welcome back.
How are you keeping?
I'm good, thank you. Yes,
Brilliant.
excited.
And Lee, this was your first time working with fabric.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you know, a fabric as delicate as this. I mean, that wedding dress, so delicate.
Was it a bit, yeah?
It was like just like having to completely clean myself down to able to go anywhere near it, you know.
Show us what you've done.
You ready?
Wow, yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Oh, wow, you've used all of it. All of the different fabrics, that's fabulous. That is really wonderful. That is so eye-catching.
Lee, are you pleased with how this has come together?
Yeah, it's worked really well, considering the two materials are, you know, are so far apart from each other. And the metal is so unforgiving, but they've just sort of joined.
I think that's what's so beautiful about it, like the two contrasts of materials, the robust metal and then the beautiful, delicate fabric. So I think it works really, really well.
I love the way the metal echoes the grey. And in fact, all the colours work really well together.
We've got a little bit of light going behind this one, which is just it's a set of fairy lights, but it's a very thin light, wire.
That's really
so
nice,
you can hide that.
Subtle,
yeah, exactly. Keep it subtle.
Oh, Lee, I think that just looks so lovely. There's so much going on, so much detail.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
I am very happy. It's really lovely. I feel honoured to have a wonderful piece of bespoke artwork. And it is that real marriage of my mum and my dad. That's perfect.
Absolutely.
Jane's precious but hidden away fabrics will now become a focal point in her home.
It was beautiful to see Mum's wedding dress reimagined into a lovely piece of artwork. Yeah, something that was a bit of an old scrap of material, really, brought to life and sort of really made wonderful.